Welcome to Subramani. Whenever you meet fund managers or CEOs who are retiring or about to retire, they tell you that everything is because of the team that I have. It's quite common for people to say this, though of course there are some managers who say I delivered the return, I did this, etc., etc. So with age you tend to learn to listen. So when somebody says that I did things myself, it's very good chance that that person is toxic, and maybe the person is headed for much worse life after retirement than what he or she had till then. In fact, fund managers can't retire because they just don't know, many of them don't know what to do after that, but that's a different topic. So whether it is a locker room where one player thinks that he carried the team, that all the victories were caused because of him, or a fund manager who thinks that all the returns are because of him, they're both wrong, completely wrong, because the challenge of investing tens of billions of rupees or dollars, whichever country we are in, across asset classes, different countries, different capitalizations, is not a one person's job. It has to be a team. I wonder how a company which is based only in one country, without any tie-up or anything, can even think of investing in so many different locations with so many. I mean, you need a team to handle India, you need a team to handle China, you need a team to handle Japan, right? You need a team to handle the US, which is 50% of the market cap today, of the world market cap. So it's not going to be very easy without having a nice team which is necessary to source, evaluate, underwrite, risk profiling and all that. When you do all that work, it is almost impossible to do it without a team. Some fund managers are very good at that, and in fact one fund manager tells me, my main job is to create a team, so that if somebody leaves, that person has to be replaced seamlessly, because one, death can happen, secondly resignations can happen. You can talk of a 3-month notice period, etc., but once a person leaves in fund management, you don't want that person to stay on too long, because then you suspect every act of his or hers, so you don't want that too long. So you need to have a replacement for every person. So whether you create investment managers, portfolio managers, people who can talk about the portfolio other than the fund manager, you create all such supporting system, support system, you have a big equity research team. All this is necessary for you to keep creating new people who will replace the older people. So to manage say 6-7 lakh crores, you need a team of about 100 people just in the investment management team, I mean including the equity research. I'm not talking about the sales and all that. So that's the kind of size of team that you require. So can a fund manager really manage things alone on his own? No. It is going to be toxic if he thinks so. There have been fund managers who have been toxic. Similarly in sports, when you are let's take a game like cricket, you may be a very good bowler, but you have to have support from the staff. The wicket keeper has to do the stumping properly, the other fielders have to take the catches properly, the team has to score enough for you to bowl at, right? So all this is necessary. Then they should stand by you when you are having a bad day, you should stand by them when some of them are having a bad day. So it is a team effort. There is absolutely nothing to take away from investment management or sports, that one toxic person, one toxic fund manager can harm a company or can harm a portfolio far more than a good fund manager can do good, right? Identifying, attracting, retaining performance-oriented team players accountable is very, very critical. In fact, one CEO of an AMC tells me, my only job is to make sure that today if I'm at X AUM, I need to be prepared to be at 2X AUM in 2 to 3 years time, thanks to the market, thanks to the existing SIP book, and that is all I have to do. I have to plan for expansion, and each of my person operations, my head of digital marketing, or whether my head of sales and marketing, or my head of investments, each person has to plan for that. So the fund manager's job at one level is about lot of recruitment and training. In fact, I sent a WhatsApp message to one CEO saying, look, I am having this problem. So he immediately apologized and said, it's my fault, I'll set it right. So accepting that you have the buck stops at you is important. Understanding the role of building a team, role of training, role of recruitment, role of making sure that you're building a team which fits into your culture, right? All this is important, and for all this it's important for the people at the top to have zero ego. Zero ego is difficult, but that is the most important thing. Keeping your team away from greed and ego is the only thing which a CXO has to do. The other things the person will learn themselves. I mean, if you get a chartered accountant, CFA, do you have to sit and teach? You have to just give guidance saying, you please go and learn these things. But apart from that, all that work you will do is to build the team, right? In fact, underperforming organizations, I'm seeing a few of them just lack good guidance at the top. They just don't have enough people to build the team, so they are losing people, and there are others who are attracting people. So largely my experience is with the fund management industry, getting good leadership who will build, who will attract fund managers from other places. Your CEO has to be good enough to attract fund managers from other places. I know of CEOs who are extremely scared that, oh, my fund manager will leave me if I say something, kind of a thing. He had a huge complex that he could not attract good fund managers, right? So he's now retired, that's a different thing, but there are such people, and there are people who are able to attract good fund managers, but some of those fund managers are not building a team. So to keep your money in such companies is also a little scary. Highly functioning teams put the right people in the right positions, and with the right players, they put all, and which means the whole organization is moving in the right direction. So on those teams, the stars are the first ones to take the blame. Like I said, sending an SMS or a WhatsApp saying, sorry, I erred and I will correct it. That's important, instead of saying, oh, my this person didn't work, that person did work. You know how it is in our organization, these things don't get done. No, there was no such thing. He said, I erred and I will set it right. To have a nice collaborative culture to work, you have to be part of the organization, you have to be part of the fabric, you have to stay there for long enough. 10-15 years for a fund manager is required to build the team. You can't just keep moving every 3 years and say, oh, I built my team here, now I'm moving there to build my team. You must consistently push accountability, empowerment, keeping them away from greed, keep performance measures transparent, get somebody else maybe to do a performance evaluation, talk to clients, talk to vendors, talk to other fund managers in other organizations. All this is important. Some important characteristic which really distinguishes a good fund house and a bad fund house is definitely its collective effort, its personal, not professional, personal and professional respect for each other, integrity, focus on the client outcome, speaking to the client and asking what the client wants. So the best organizations have to embody all these characteristics, and typically even in a sports thing, giving enough importance to human capital and talent management. You have to do all those things. You have to spend money on training, you have to spend money on keeping them motivated, you have to pay them well. You cannot pay them very poor salaries and expect top class performance. People just leave and go, right? So the fund management industry thinks it is paying well. The venture capital industry or the private equity industry can double the salary and take you away, right? So all those things also happen. Subsequent analysis of financial results shows that companies which have good teams have good performance, and because when they have good performance and the clients are happy with what they are doing, because the employees are communicating happily to the clients, you have more business. So it makes a lot of business sense to build good teams. So all that is necessary. Further, I've just been seeing some research, so let me just quote. recent research shows that being a team player isn't just good for the team, it's better for our own mental and physical health as well, right? The more and more you say I, the more and more narcissistic you sound, whereas when you say more and more team and this is what I am doing, I think it is far better for the company and for your mental health too. Thank you.